Hi guys, it's Rachel here. Now if you can hear an echo, it's because I'm in the other room, so it's a bit echoey to record. But I recorded this video yesterday and I felt like with the arm over my table it was too far away and you couldn't really see. Now I went to the antique market with my mother-in-law yesterday and we had the best time, and it was fantastic, and I wasn't actually expecting to buy very much, but I bought heaps. So I just wanted to share these with you. I just couldn't believe that I saw these things. I'm still like in shock. But basically I was buying a piece of antique linen from one stand, and I found it sort of, it was around, the table was like a U, so I went between two sort of stalls, and as I purchased my linen and then I was coming out, I looked to my left and I saw this, and I thought, oh, that's very frou-frou, really lacy, and but then I don't know how I saw, I sort of looked at it, and then I realized that it was sort of on a slope, and I thought, oh. And then I don't know how, but I noticed that there were, I might have seen in this one, there were layers. And I sort of thought they looked like pages. And so I opened this one up and I'm like, oh my word, they're journals. So I'll just show you the cover of this one with all this beautiful antique lace. And then that's the other side. I'll just bring it up close so you can see. And then look inside. Now, at first I thought, oh, someone's taken a whole lot of old stuff and made a journal. But then I asked the lady selling it, and she said she'd been hoarding them. She didn't even know what a junk journal was. Many Italians don't know what they are. And she bought them in France. And so wait till you see inside. So one of them has, I can't remember which one of them has Italian antique letters in, and the other one has French. And first I thought, as I said, someone had made them, but then I looked at them really close under good light, and I'll try and show you. Everything's been hand stitched in. So and the dealer thinks that they were made at the end of the 1800s or the early 1900s by someone, and they put in a collection of old letters and laces that they had. But what I can't believe is that they basically did what we do, but we hoard the originals and put in copies. This person, of course, they didn't have printers then, they put in the originals. And there's no, there's glue here. These things have been glued, but everything else has been hand stitched. So I'll try and show you up close. So if you see here, this is the hand stitching, and you can see that it's hand stitched. It's very irregular, and there's gaps between the stitches, and there's no, it's not by machine. So I'll show you. I just can't believe that they did this sort of thing. I don't know if anybody knows more about it, but I thought they did the, the scrapbooking pages where they, glued on all these things that they just liked. I never knew that they put a book together. So it's just, oh, I had to share it. So this has, so this is in Italian, I think, 1837, that page. And then look, they've made tuck spots. See, it's all hand stitched. I don't know if you can see here. That's hand stitching. It's amazing. So imagine the time, hand stitching in all your lace. I mean, look at this. So original pages, and then I just can't believe that this thing even exists. They put the lace down the side as a tuck and then stitched a bit across the bottom, and then glued little Victorian things on and put little tuck spots in, little journaling spots. It's just amazing. And then this little thingy-majiggy, a lot of those came from the chocolates and things, but it's just so pretty. I just can't believe it. So I'll try and hold it up a little bit for you to see. And I'll tell you who this room, and this is a big pocket. See, they didn't stitch it down the center, but look at that piece of lace. And looks like this was a Looks like it was, you know, keeping accounts or something. Giovanni di Gianantonio, 40 lira pew. Oh, plus 20. So cool. And then like this old piece of paper here with a little flower glued on it. And then someone's written something there. And the dealer told me she's never seen anything like them. And I don't know why she actually sold them, but she just decided to sell them. She must have too much stuff. It's good luck for me. So beautiful old flower, then another piece of paper, and they look like it's been chopped off, but they kind of, I don't know what they says, V8, might be verses or something like that. I don't know. And then after 32, I don't know what that means. I don't know. It's super cool. I just love it. Very clever person. Wouldn't you just love to know who made it? And then a little praying card. I don't know what you would call those. And then look at this flower with, and you can see the beads are old. They're not new beads. You can see they've aged there. And then there's postcards. So this one's 1909. So possibly they made it around that time, the early 1900s. Because there are some other postcards. I mean, look at the cat. How cute is that? And the lace there. Now, did I started to say, these journals remind me of, very much of Laurie Girl on the Ridge. This one's 1910. Isn't it gorgeous? I've never seen a postcard like that before. Yes, they remind me of you, Laurie, if you're watching. How gorgeous. Oh, and this fabric is just yummy. Love it. It's like a linen with some sort of embroidery, and it's hand embroidered because it's really bulky. Yep, it's hand embroidered. And then just an old piece of music paper. This has given me inspiration because I've collected up a lot of letters, as you might have noticed now, and maybe I'll make one. And then there's a rosary necklace in here, which is so cool. And these lovely florets here. And then I don't know if you can see here, the lace has been folded over and then just stitched down with a little grub rose there. It's just gorgeous. And then here is another one of those little Padre Pio, Madonna delle Grazie. And it's been hand stitched. You can see the hand stitching there. I told Stefano I was crying laughing. I said I'm just going to walk around the house with these in my hand. I'm just going to hold on to them. This beautiful piece of lace, and again, it's been folded. And whoever, I'm assuming it's a lady, has just hand stitched that to create the corner and up there as well. Cute doggy there. And then there's this little letter here, 1903. It looks like to me, or 3 or 7. I'm not sure. And it's written. Oh, it says, finally, after such a long time, I have had time to write I have had time to write a little letter. How cute. I'm going to read that. That's in there. So obviously this person who made this had Italian contacts. Maybe they were Italian or Italian French, because they've got all this Italian ephemera in here. And then here, look again, they've gathered it up and put a little millinary rose. And here's another letter. And this one is 1841. So I'm assuming that this all was a family letter, or they bought it at an antique market or something. How could anyone part with something like this? So you can really see the hand stitching there. And then here's another gorgeous pocket, and this postcard. This is like a little pocket. So maybe they put like some dried flowers or something in there. A little bit of a surly-burly looking girl there. But very cute postcard. Very pretty flowers. And then here we go, another, which my mother-in-law and I tried to read. This is 1898. We tried to read it, but we couldn't make any sense. Something about the dogs. Could you do something with the dogs? From your dear friend, Carlo Pozzi. So super cool. Oh, I should put it with the rose there. And then that's the end. And that paper there, I've sometimes bought antique books with that kind of cardboard. So they're very soft covered, but just, I mean, they have withstood time, haven't they? Over 100 years old. So that's the first one. Now I bought this one, and then my mother-in-law very kindly, first of all, we were going to buy this one because I'd literally run out of money. The FPOS machine there wasn't working, and so I had taken a certain amount of money. I thought, oh, I don't need to buy anything. I'm not going to spend it all. I spent all of it. And then my mother-in-law, and then the machine wasn't working. And so my mother-in-law said, oh, I've got plenty of money. I'll lend it to you. Well, I spent all of her money as well. And this was with the last drops of her money. So, and then I paid it back, of course, when we got to an FPOS machine. But this is for my 50th birthday in February. She gifted it to me. Isn't it gorgeous? So we bought this one first, and then I told the lady, oh, I'll go to the FPOS machine and I'll come back. I'll go home and then I'll come back. And she put it away for me. And then they had this service. This young gentleman was driving all the ladies down to the FPOS machine, Italian style, totally like ferrying the ladies down the road, because there was also a stitching thing on, and I didn't go and see it. Probably should have gone. Maybe I should go back today. And so there were lots of ladies, anxious ladies needing money, and so I went and got money out, and I paid back my mother-in-law, and I bought the other one. But I'll get on to this one. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful flowers. Look at that trim on a piece of lace. Just amazing. And that's the back there. So this is kind of like an A5 sort of size, whereas the other ones are like a really long, it's about as narrow as a, what do you call it, a traveler's notebook, but really, really, really long. So anyway, let's get on with it. Just love it. 1833. So these letters are all in French. I just love this little pocket. Oh, it's not a pocket. It's just stitched on there. It's all hand stitched. I just love it. But isn't this an inspirational way? Like I don't know if I finished saying, I've collected up all these letters. I could use some of them and make one and collect, put in my favorite postcards and stuff. So here's a postcard, 1911. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. 17, and look at the patent dates. 1789. I'm glad I'm redoing the video, because yesterday's one, it was bad light, it was raining, and you wouldn't have seen it so well. And look at this, isn't that lovely? And just a little flower there. But it looks like it was written, but the flower, they did put the flower there because there's a space for it. Unless they sort of went in and then decided, and someone just stuck a flower on there. I don't know. But it's a super old piece of paper, like the types of paper that I feel in the books from the early 1800s. And all of these, 1792, 1793. Lovely pocket here, all hand stitched in, and then another little religious thing. And then here, and then look at this pocket. Don't you love that? What a great idea to have it coming down the sides like that with a gorgeous millinery flower. I wish I could find things like that. Don't find things like that here. Mustn't be the thing. And this gorgeous flower. And look, someone's been doing their accounts on here. And again, that very textural paper. And it's got even the watermark on it. I mean, these are treasures to behold. Gorgeous pocket here. Great ideas. Great ideas. Another beautiful letter. This paper's blue. Just gorgeous. Look at the cute dog and cat. How cute are they? Just love it. And then Bebe. It's a flip out. They made a flip out. I didn't even notice that yesterday. All hand stitched. You can see the hand stitching here. It's just wonderful. And then look at that pocket there. It's been gathered. So creative. It's been gathered in, and then a beautiful piece like that. It's just so inspirational. A little account here. And then in this pocket, which I didn't even look through these. I just picked them up. I'm having that. I didn't even look at it. But under here, so this, I see the stitchings coming undone. There's some antique leather. I can imagine that they really weren't too fussed about them. It was just like normal paper for us. This is a lace pattern. So this is a lace pattern. Actually, this dealer had some wonderful pages from a Victorian scrapbook too. I should have bought some. They weren't that cheap, but they had lots of elements on them. So they were full of all, you know, that sort of stuff. And here's another hand-stitched, it's like a journaling card really, but it's been stitched closed, you see. There's many layers. I wonder why they stitched it closed. But it's been stitched closed, you see. Oops, I dropped it. Look, it's very fragile. Who knows what date it is. It's in Italian. It has like 20th of April, but it doesn't have the date. The other, you know, like another date. So obviously Italian connections. This is a pocket. Maybe there was something in there that's sort of been lost over time. And then this is the last page. That page is upside down. Well, there you go. I don't feel so bad because I put things upside down. And look at this egg. Isn't it one? And then how clever to put some lace around the bottom of it. Just love it. So that is that. Now, I just wanted to show you. I bought heaps. I just wanted to show you a couple more things that I got that I was excited about. I got, this is a, you know, a, what do you call it, a registers. So 1897 to 1898. What do you call them? You know, ledgers. That's what they are. So I got that one, and I'll probably actually use this, include it in bits and pieces of my journals. I'm not sure. And then I got this one here, which I love the folder, you know, the cover. 1900 to 1907 is, and this is like they were farmers, so they were selling their, you know, their animals. So, you know, not overly written, but it was all like their costings and you know, what they owed people and what people owed them, sort of thing. But I really liked it, and I'll probably scan that page there and that sort of thing. And then I got another one. This one's all falling apart, so I probably will scan some of it and use some of it, because you remember my other one that I had, that I have, that I couldn't bring myself to pull it apart. So I can use this one. Pages are already falling out, so I'll scan some of that and then use it. Again, this is bestiame, means beasts, so they're animals, yeah. So it's another farm, and then there's lots of scribbled pages. They used pencil. Yeah, so, oh, and there's a little account thing there. So I like that. Don't often find those things here. That's why I bought them. And then I'm super excited about this. This is 1680. Number 20, is that number 16 or 26 or 76? I don't know. These were 18th of June. These were rent contracts. So maybe they were renting farmland or that sort of thing. And I just love the script in here and the paper, of course. And it's been, it's wonderful, isn't it? See, it's been pamphlet stitch, but I think it's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch in there. And so that's that very long contract, isn't it? And then it's got the stamp there, the official stamp. And then the other thing I was really excited about was this. Now this is from the 1700s, I was told. It's got, it's parchment, and I might give it a wipe down, but look at the binding on it, and it's empty. Now this is where they kept their accounts. And so I was speaking to the antique dealer, and I said, I've collected up a lot of these sorts of things, these super old letters and things, and I asked what is the best way to store them, and he said the best way to store them is in the plastic sleeves and away from sunlight. So I thought what I'm going to do, inspired by Tracy, but I'm not going to embellish anything, I might I'll probably create another cardboard spine, not attach it to this. Well, I'll glue it to that. I'll create another cardboard spine, and I'll cover it with some antique hemp, I think. And I'm going to buy one of those ring binder mechanisms and attach it. And then I'll attach it to here, and I'm going to put all the plastic sleeves and store all of my antique letters collections in here. I thought that would be really cool. So that is my video today, well, just my show and tell, really. So yeah, I just was so excited because ladies did, I don't know, I'm not an expert, you know, I'm not, you know, I've only been journaling for a little while, and I don't really know the history of it, but I did not know that they made, I thought they just did the glue pages, I didn't know that anybody thought to do something like this. So yeah, and I do think it's authentically old, especially because of the hand stitching in there. Yeah, and there's nothing printed. There's nothing except for obviously these things that they could get. I need to glue that down. Yeah, so I was super excited to see that. So if anybody knows anything about the actual journal making besides the scrapbooking and the traditional sort of stuff, love to know. If anybody else has seen anything like this before. And anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.